Mad King, each player takes on the role of a playwright, attempting to quickly write a play to match the king's mood and please him. Don't forget to also please your muse. Those who fail to please the king will lose their heads, and those who fail to please their muse will lose their patronage. Will you manage to keep both your head and livelihood? For this tournament, anyway. During Moods of the Mad King, you will be adding cards to the play you are writing. You win Moods of the Mad King if, at the end of the game, your play has at least one card that matches the king's mood and one card that matches your muse. If you fail to satisfy the king, you'll lose your head. That's bad. If you fail to satisfy your muse, you'll lose your livelihood. That's also bad. In this way, more than one player can win, and it's even possible that everyone loses. During the game, the players will be responsible for matching the genre of their play to the mood of the Mad King. The king can be in the following moods: joyous, brooding, lamenting, passionate, or operatic. And the genres that match those are comedy, drama, tragedy, romance, and musical. These icons are utilized on cards to represent the king's mood or your play's genre. Moods of the Mad King uses several different types of cards. Play cards are used to show the genre for each act of your play. There are 15 play cards with 3 of each of the 5 genres: drama, tragedy, romance, comedy, and musical. Action cards are used to disrupt your opponent's plays, or make sure that yours is exactly how you intend it. Mood cards are used to represent the mood the Mad King is feeling during this play. One mood card is hidden from all players, and is the Mad King's current mood. Muse cards are used to inform each player of their muse's preferred genre. To set up Moods of the Mad King for 2 players, begin by shuffling the 14 action cards and dealing out 5 cards to each player. In a game with more players, the number of cards will be lower. Shuffle the Muse cards and deal 1 card to each player. Shuffle the 5 Mood cards and deal 1 card face down to the middle of the table. This will be the King's mood for the day. Deal each player 2 of the leftover mood cards. If a player has a mood card, then they know that that is not the mood of the Mad King. In a game with more players, deal only 1 leftover mood to each player. Take the Show Begins card and place it beside the king's mood. Then, shuffle the play cards and put them face down in a stack on top of it, so that the text is covered but the curtains are showing. This will be the deck. Now, you're ready to play. Starting with the first player, each playwright will take the following steps on their turn, in this order. Draw the top card of the deck and look at it. The player then decides to either keep the card, or give the card to another playwright. If you keep the card, you place the card face up in front of you. This is adding it to your play. If you give the card to another playwright, they must add that card to their play. Each card in your play is an act, and no play may have more than 3 acts, or cards. If you ever have more than 3, choose until you have exactly 3 cards, and place the extras into a face-up discard pile next to the play deck. If you gave a card to another player, you may use one of the action cards in your hand. To use an action card, follow the instructions on the card. After you use it, place it face up into the discard pile. After you take your turn, the player seated to your left takes their turn. The game ends when, at the start of a player's turn, the deck is empty and the Show Begins is visible. This marks the beginning of the performances. When the show begins, flip the king's mood face up and each playwright reveals their muse. Each playwright that does not have at least 1 card in play matching the king's mood is beheaded. They lose the game. Each playwright that does not have at least 1 card in their play matching their muse loses their patron. They lose the game. Each playwright that has a match with both the king's mood and their patron's muse wins. It is possible that no one wins, or that multiple playwrights win. The king is just that mad. With these rules, you should be able to perform evening after evening of plays, always attempting to please your patrons and to satisfy the moods of the Mad King.